All right, so 2018 Ford F-150 Raptor. This is like the biggest truck Ford makes as far as like being an off-road truck and looking kind of like a beast. This 2017 F250 Search and Destroy truck. Yeah. It's not often that I feel small. 6'5", 200 pounds. Typically, I barely fit in the cars that I'm driving and reviewing. In this situation, I can barely see over the hood. I've driven everything from McLarens to the Rally Fighter and the Raptor and everything in between. This is by far the largest vehicle I have ever driven on the channel. And going into this, I know that this review is going to be more of just showing off because not many of you guys are going to be in the market to buy something like this. So what the fuck is this thing? It started out life as a 2017 F250 Super Duty. Not a cheap truck by any means, right around $78,000, 8,300 pounds. It's got a diesel motor pushing out close to 1,000 pound-feet of torque and 440 horsepower, and that's from the factory like that. On top of that, you add in the fact that it's a platinum, so it comes with massaging seats, a full moonroof. You get a lot of luxury features that you wouldn't expect in a truck. But step in EVS Motors. They're a customization shop here in Houston, and they take the already massive F250 and turn it into what they call the Search and Destroy truck. If you want to rob a bank, this is what I'd be buying. 24-inch Forgiato wheels, 40-inch tires, and a set of custom fenders that actually allow this truck to maintain stock suspension and stock ride height. So even though it sits way up in the air, it's because it's on 40-inch tires, not because the suspension's been messed with at all. The custom front grille and the windshield guard makes it look like something you drive into a tornado. It's got an ADD chase rack on the back, custom rear bumper, LED lighting all the way around, and a full blackout treatment complete with a satin black wrap. This thing gets more looks than most of the Ferraris and Lamborghinis I drive on the channel. I happen to be in the market for a new Raptor, and I almost think I'd rather go this route. There's a small caveat. The package is right around $30,000, so you can expect to be right around $110,000 if you want your truck to look and drive just like this one.
I can't believe how much I hate pressures of a new place roll my way. Jumpsuit, jumpsuit, call me. Jumpsuit, call me.
What's it like to drive a 9,000 pound bulletproof truck? It's surprisingly just like driving the Raptor, just a little bit bigger. You gotta be very mindful of your surroundings. The interesting thing about these fenders is not only do they allow 40-inch tires, but they also don't stick out very far at all. It's basically the same width as a stock F250. Now the height is a little bit different. You're not gonna fit this thing in a parking garage. The Chick-fil-A drive-thru I tried to go through earlier definitely kind of waved me away. This is almost more of like an emergency situation truck. The floods we experienced last year with Harvey, the owner of EVS actually had some of his other search and destroy vehicles. He does H1s and F250s and stuff like that. He drove one of the Hummers through like 7 feet of water and it was totally fine. It just came out the other side and kept chugging. And that's more what this thing's designed to do. It is legitimately an apocalypse truck. This is the truck I want when the fallout happens and everyone's trying to rob each other or the zombie apocalypse happens. I'm not gonna drive this thing through a wall, but I legitimately feel like I could drive this thing through a wall and it would be totally fine. It's also surprisingly faster than you want it to be. Like, I guess 1,000 torque is gonna be fast no matter how much weight you have, but you don't expect this thing to... The 0 to 60 is stupid for the fact this thing weighs close to 10,000 pounds. The brakes, however, are not stupid, so I don't recommend going over like 60, and definitely don't recommend waiting to the last second to brake. You will slam into whatever's in front of you. The steering has a little bit of play in it, but not anything close to what you'd expect, especially if you've driven other lifted trucks on 40-inch tires. It's very hard to make 40s feel stock. Where you do feel the difference is at the gas pump. I am averaging 10 miles a gallon. 10 miles a gallon is a little ridiculous, but a $100,000 truck that sits 8.5 feet in the air is also kind of ridiculous. I don't think anyone buying this expects good gas mileage, but if you're trying to save the environment, you probably hate this thing on a molecular level. Rigid Industries fog lights on the front, a full light bar on the back. I'm sure it's not legal to be blasting people behind me with a light bar. I don't even care though. This thing makes you a dangerous driver. I've been parking where I'm not supposed to park. I've been merging, not even checking. Like, I put my blinker on and everyone slams on their brakes and just lets me get over. I'm a little tiny bit inclined to skip the 19 Raptor and maybe with the help of EVS build something like this. I didn't think I was gonna like driving this thing. I'm not a big like lifted truck kind of guy, but this doesn't scream, I have a tiny dick, look at me. This screams, I'm ready for the end of the world. I have 20 machine guns in the back, don't fuck with me. So normally in reviews, I go over like the driving experience and everything else. The experience in this is don't drift out of your lane, you're gonna kill somebody. There's no driving experience, you're not gonna take turns going 60 miles an hour. There's no downshifting or anything like that. This is not like an average consumer vehicle that someone wants to buy. This is the perfect vehicle for someone that owns a ranch or someone that wants to market. I love the satin black wrap, but if I got my way, this thing would be camo immediately. It looks like it came like this from the factory, and that's what I really like about it. A lot of the packages people sell on these trucks, it looks like they just kind of threw a bunch of parts on that don't really match up. And at the end of the day, you end up with a truck that looks like an 18-year-old built it in their garage. This looks like it was custom built professionally from some kind of armored vehicle solutions company. My inner redneck slash bank robber is coming out a little bit right now. Me and my cousin went and picked this thing up earlier. We were talking about the fact like you couldn't pit maneuver this thing. Like if you went on a police chase, I'm not saying anyone should ever go on a police chase, but if you were going to, if a cop tried to pit maneuver this thing, they're going under the back tires. And that's why the search and destroy nameplate fits this thing so fucking well. So all in all, search and destroy EVS F250 Super Duty. Would I buy one? Yeah. Should I buy one? No. Unless you're living on a ranch or you know of an upcoming apocalypse that we don't know about, I probably wouldn't want to drive this every day. You guys can see with these custom fenders, these are 40-inch tires in stock suspension. That's like unheard of. If you want 40-inch tires, you're usually sitting like 3 feet in the air. But that's it for this video. Huge thanks to EVS Motors. If you guys need anything really, performance, wheels, anything like that, these are the guys to go to. Hopefully I'm gonna work with them more in the future on something like the Automotive. But either way, smash that subscribe button, like, comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Need right now, man. Calm down. Cowards only come through when the hour's late and everyone's asleep, mind you. Now, show up. I know I shouldn't say this, but a curse from you is all that I would need right now. This record now first blood, the circling above, but this is not enough. Yeah, this is not what you thought. No, we are not just graffiti on a passing train. I got back what I once bought back in that slide. I won't need to replace this culture is a picture of
4 a.m. on a, can it sit there? Can the camera sit there? I'm like delirious right now. On a Friday night, I've been sitting on the footage of this truck for 2 weeks. Not because it took me 2 weeks to edit, because I've just been busy for 2 weeks and I was super demotivated. The camera wanted to focus on the steering wheel the whole time. The footage was super underexposed. That was my own fault. I decided to shoot an S-Log. Long story short, the footage looked like absolute garbage. So you get done filming for 5 or 6 hours in 100-degree weather and figure out all the footage looks like shit. I literally put it in a folder and haven't thought about making a video, haven't thought about YouTube in like 2 weeks. And I know I keep saying like more content coming more consistently, and then I have to make this thing at the end of the video because it doesn't happen. But decided to sit down and edit this video tonight, and it actually came out really good. That's my advice to you. Put some effort into shitty things and they might come out better, or they could still suck. It's been a while since I made a video, so quick update. The Fuel Force warehouse is done this week. I started a development company. I'm putting a team together right now, so I'm gonna start my own development house, handle custom apps and marketing and graphics and all that stuff. So I'm gonna start doing some videos setting up the office. I've been talking to all kinds of dealerships and tool companies to make sure the Fuel Force warehouse is set up how I want. I already have a new Raptor I've been driving for like a week already. That's gonna be the Fuel Force project truck. I'm gonna turn it into like a Baja truck. We're gonna strip it down. So if you wanna see more reviews like this one, do-it-yourself stuff in the garage, tech videos, starting this tech company, and everything else I have going on, smash that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. It's been so long. I have a little bit of a baby beard, and my YouTube growth is basically halted. So I'm putting this at the end. If you like that review, that's what I typically do. I don't typically disappear for weeks on end. I'm gonna stop rambling, ranting. My mind is gonna drain out of my ears any second. I'll catch you guys in the next one.